Yay, good morning. Yesterday was the court date, and it was about the post-marital alimony. So, yeah, the money that my ex wanted to get after, 4 years of marriage? And then they tried to separate it for another 3 years now. Almost 3 years. And yeah, it's so funny. They're stalling the divorce and then want to add that time onto the marriage, the length of the marriage itself. Which is, on the one hand, they say like, oh, you've been married for such a long time, but then stalling the divorce, it's all based on, it's like, you built a life together. You can't really say after 4 years that you wanted to build a life together. And to be honest, the moment I signed, I knew it was a mistake. I knew it. And then I only did it so that I had more protection when it came to my daughter, which was on the way. But that court date was yesterday, and I think it all backfired a little bit for the other side because, as I said before, they worked with things that they knew were not true. And yes, some of it was obviously not true. And I guess, if I compare it to a game of football, for me it felt like I go on a pitch and I go like, oh, you're thrown into this game, right? And then suddenly you're 1-0 down, 2-0 down, 3-0 down, 4-0 down. And you go like, oh, whoa, what's going on? 5-0 down. And, you have no time to catch your breath, And I think for the first time, they attacked and didn't score. And that made them, I myself wasn't there. I'm so glad that first they ordered me to come all the way from Portugal about things, technicalities that were all discussed anyway. But then the court decided I didn't have to come because I applied for it. And I think the other side just got cocky. They thought we've won everything. We can just we're just going to steamroll the whole thing. And I think they made a mistake by reverting to lies. Before it was lies they couldn't. I couldn't easily disprove, and this is the funny thing with the whole abuse kind of thing, right? So you can imagine, right? If you have two parents and a child, the one parent can't just take the child to another place without the consent of the other parent. Logic, right? However, if there's a rule, there's always exceptions to the rule. And so the lawyer of my ex was very, very clever. Oh, she does this for a living. That's what she does, destroying families. And, the exception is abuse. Well, abuse, you go, oh, that's really bad. Correct, it's really bad. I agree. Physical abuse you can prove. Right? You have bruises or whatever. But it was emotional abuse. And she found a place where she went whilst I was on vacation with my daughter. She went there and said, oh, I would be emotionally abusing her. And that place that, deals with abused mothers or women or whatever, bless their hearts. I'm sure they have good intentions. But as I learned from my late American dad, not my real dad, but my dad in spirit and in heart, he always said, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And that's what happened here. So the problem is, so she claimed emotional abuse, and I was on vacation with my daughter. Nobody talked to me. Nobody contacted me. She was like awfully quiet at the time, and I wondered, like, why doesn't she call her daughter more often, you know? But yeah, call it naivete. I didn't think much of the time, and I was busy anyway, so I was like, and always happy if she didn't call. I mean, it's like I would never, never, never cut contact between my daughter and her mom. Never. It's horrible. No. But if she doesn't call, and my daughter also didn't say she wanted to call, I'm like, okay, cool. I even asked her a couple of times, and then she was busy doing something else, going to the pool or whatever. My daughter, I mean. Yeah, so, yeah. Since they needed that exception to just move out whilst I'm gone, claimed emotional abuse. Problem was that this place did not talk to me before she moved out. So they only heard one side. And I came back. Then I had an appointment at this place, and I went like, what have you done? What have you done? And at the time, nobody saw what's going to happen now. You know, so many people, and this is tough for me, you know, it's like, this is tough for me in my life, you know, so many people can't project, interpolate, as it's called, taking data points, and from those data points, imagine in a sensible way, it's called interpolation, where this will go and where this will lead. So there, in their infinite wisdom, went like, oh, we have to protect this mother, Okay, but you should know that if you don't talk to the side that is accused, and you allow this to happen, say, oh, we need to protect. Great, you feel good about yourself. But then you open yourself to being abused yourself for personal gain, for tactics of lawyers. They are well aware of these rules, right? And exceptions to the rules. And so that's what happened. And when I came back, everything was done. And came back with my daughter in the car. We were waiting on our parking lot at the house, the carport. And since Mum wasn't there yet, you know, I, for some reason, which I rarely do, but for some reason I went to the mailbox. Thought after 3 weeks of vacation, you know, I'd go to the mailbox. So I went to the mailbox and pulled out this letter. And looked at it. And before reading it, and reading it confirmed my suspicion. Just looking at the letterhead, I knew everything that was going to happen. Everything. Why? Why is that? So the letterhead, the name of the law firm is Attorney's Office in gender-neutral language, indicating that this is just female attorneys. And it turned out they only work for women. And then in that letter, which was full of accusations, all false, they said Yeah, and and basically they wanted me to only see my daughter every 2 weekends, every second weekend, and one day during the week. A child that I raised, a child where I put the nappies on, the diapers on, where I did everything, pushing the pram late at night because she couldn't sleep in the cold, in the dark, going shopping every day, cooking meals, working my butt off, sleeping in the same bed with her because she was afraid of the dark every day. And to be honest, I was actually quite happy about that. That way I didn't have to sleep in the same bed that my ex. She didn't care. She didn't do it. It was me. And then they have nothing better to do than make false allegations against you. Go to these extremist feminist lawyers. Sorry, I'm not a feminist. You know why? You know why I'm not a feminist? I'm also not a chauvinist. I like people. I like good people. I don't care. This whole fucking debate, if you're black, or you have a dick, or you don't, or you have a dick but you don't feel like you're having a dick, or you're not having a dick but you want one, or anything in between, if you, I don't know, a furry teddy bear. Those are no categories for me. I don't get it, because it doesn't mean, it has no value for the inner core of a human being. You know, it has no, I don't care. You know, I don't know. Black lives matter no more than any other lives. Black lives matter. Yes. Yes, they do matter. Yellow lives matter. Yes, they do matter. Whatever. I don't know. Like, I don't even know why they say yellow. It's like, I look at it and go like, well, why? There's nothing yellow about it. But, you know, okay. Maybe that's just my vision. I don't get it. And so, you know, all these ideologists, you know, I just have a big disdain, a strong disdain for ideologists, you know. Somebody is a certain way because of some feature. They call it phenotype, right? It's called, biology is called phenotype. It's like, how do you look like, right? There's a genotype, and that has an effect on your phenotype. Genotype means, you know, what genes are you made up of? And phenotype is like, how does that turn out? There was this cool black politician in the US who was a conservative. I forgot his name. But he once said a really clever thing. Because he was a brain surgeon, right? And they also, you know, I always wanted to make him a bit of a token, you know, because, you're black, but you're conservative. How does it, you know? And he said to them, and I thought that was really clever. He said, you know, listen, I'm a brain surgeon, right? And so far, every time I cut somebody's brain open, they all look the same. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Debate settled. You know, because what really matters is the soul and the heart of a person. You know, not the skin color. Not boobs or no boobs. What? You know, or whatever. It just doesn't make any difference. I don't care. Somebody is either an asshole or they're not. You know? Yeah, and so I took this letter out, and I knew what was going to happen. And I knew Max was making the biggest mistake that you can possibly make, because she bought in to an ideologist that is basically using her for her personal gain, and that is precisely what's happening now. I'm almost home, so I have to end this story another time. But that's precisely what's happening now. She'll end up with almost nothing. I'll pay for everything, and the lawyers are going home laughing. And combined, both lawyers plus the evaluation, I think we're already in the 6 figures. That's all money we could have used on our daughter, on a good private school, nice vacations, experiences for our daughter. But this is what happens when these soul catchers come and feed on greed and envy and all these bad emotions. They destroy everything. They destroy children. And the worst thing, could have given this girl a nice, really cool childhood. And I tried my best. But the mother, in my eyes, this is not criticism. It's just, I just look at it and I'm just saying how I see things. No matter what she does, no matter what she does, as long as she continues doing this, she's destroying our daughter's childhood. And that is a crime. Yes, I can forgive because I'm a Christian, but that is a crime I won't forget.